Hello viewers, Pop Ambient, the more accessible follow-up to Trance Ambient here. Now here's a little treat for you all, a change in scenery. Still simple, but a lot more ethereal. This was made using Krita, or Krita, however you pronounce it, a free open source painting application reminiscent of Paint.si or Photoshop. I've been experimenting with the software some, and I definitely prefer it more than the web-based pixel editor. And no, I am not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form. Just want to inform people on what program the background was made. But anyways, today we've gotten a real doozy to talk about. We meet again, Painkiller99. And I say again because he's the same person who called people porntards on his old Heavy Metal Fan 1999 account. Not much has changed with that mentality since. And he's pretty much acting like most users which were formerly part of the long-dead IGWay or NODD. Exactly the same as everyone else. It wouldn't be complete without the useless updates, parody character, and soy boy love.
Soy boy.
But enough dwelling on the past. He and fellow formulaic ranter Mr. Demon Slayer made a response to Daxter5150, and my duty is to defend Dax in this situation. Don't take that too literally. Little notice, this is going to be a weird topic after my last commentary on Ben the Looney, and you will find out why a little bit later. And lastly, the original video was pulled for hate speech. You know what, I could care less this time. It doesn't matter because I still have the file, and I still think he stands by that video today. Romaine, let us begin.
Hello, it's Painkiller99 and I will be making a response video to Daxter5150 over his recent behavior towards Mr. Demon Slayer, who will be the guest in his response. Wanna introduce yourself, Slayer?
Hello there, you degenerates.
Oh, that's adorable. A text-to-speech voice introducing somebody who uses their vocal. Not an inconsistent format whatsoever. I also love that you were typing in the most boring format imaginable. Today I will be making a video on X. Seriously, try better.
This is your local nigger, Mr. Demon Slayer, cracking down on DA scumbags here.
Sure, Sillet Mong. I appreciate your angsty tough guy attitude and all, but there's no easier way to offend people than by saying, lace it.
You lace it?
Spouting racial slurs isn't viable as an offense mechanism no more.
I used to think Daxter5150 was cool, as I was a fan of him since 2013.
Quick, we must be as unnecessarily descriptive but not explanatory when needed as possible to fit in with the rest of us. Though, it is funny how we discovered him the same year.
But his recent behavior towards Slayer has made me disgusted with him recently.
'Cause he blocked my friend. Look at me going bang bang in anger to defy Dax. You may think I'm just being a petty asshole right now. And I am. Difference being that I'm just cracking a bunch of terrible jokes before their actual issues come up. What else do you expect me to say about some of the lamest tropes this scene has to offer?
If you don't know what the fuck Painkiller's talking about, allow me to fill you in. On Daxter's Discord server, one of his friends admitted to being depressed over getting rightfully banned from DeviantArt for posting BDSM porn on the site.
Oh yes, Cock Soup, who's one of Dax's longtime friends.
I then called him pathetic when he admitted this because he was getting depressed over something that was really trivial.
Bans apparently are a trivial thing to whine about. You are the same guy who's been banned off DeviantArt numerous times and complaining about many of your previous account terminations. Painkiller's not much different because he later brings up he doesn't want a community guideline strike, which he ended up getting either way. How's that for trivial?
If you're going to violate DA's guidelines for posting this shit, then you really shouldn't be surprised that you got banned for it in the first place.
The description says the script was written by Painkiller, but Mr. Demon Slayer's phrasing is nearly identical to his usual. Could it be that these two are the same person? Nah, it's just that they can't think for themselves, that's all. Just be wary that the description is going to bite both of them in their asses later.
He then banned Slayer from his Discord server for debating with Cocksoup over his bullshit. Because of this, I called out Daxter in private and then he replied to me saying that calling Cocksoup pathetic for being depressed over being rightfully banned for posting BDSM porn in DeviantArt was unnecessary.
Which he isn't wrong about. I think that it's natural to be at least a little depressed and to feel partly isolated when you've been banned. You have said it was justified, but the account owner might not actually think so. Damn it, you're making me sound so much like a moral fag now. Kill me.
This made me further further lose respect for Dax.
That's enough to lose respect? From what you've experienced, you didn't have much respect for him at all.
Even my good friend Jacaster Man is disappointed with your behavior, Dax.
Oh look, a random name drop which is only used to give the impression of being stronger. That doesn't make you more right. In fact, it makes you sound more pretentious when they're only agreeing with your side.
I also like how he called me a nobody in private, all because he got pissy over me calling his friend Cocksuit pathetic when he got banned in an attempt to get under my skin.
When the label nobody gets a tad under your skin, you're no better than Dax here. Fucking nobody.
And yeah, he's right that I'm a nobody, and I'm not going to deny that. However, just because I am a nobody on the internet doesn't mean that I'm automatically wrong when I was stating a fact.
Whether you find the use of the term pathetic to describe a reaction to an account ban good or not, that's all a matter of opinion. Speaking of facts, there really aren't that many to speak of. Most of this is either out of context or misinterpretations of what actually happened, and most of that evidence just comes down to people agreeing with him, which really isn't technically evidence.
Daxter then blocked Slayer like a little pussy overstating the facts.
The alternative facts, that is. God damn it, I'm wasting my Paul Joseph Watson joke on his obsession for soy boys. Let me remind you all that Mr. Demon Slayer has a reputation of slandering and pestering others on Discord and numerous other chat platforms. It wouldn't be out of left field to have him rate or pester Dax and cock soup about this mess. The whole crux behind this response is trivial as it stands.
He also has a GK and Video Maker 2000 in his Discord server.
Hey guys, don't harass Dax, we're giving him criticism. Even though I think I mixed the two words up, but pfft, whatever.
For those who don't know, a GK and Video Maker 2000 is, he has an ass fetish towards Tonys and even draws disgusting Tony porn, which I'm not showing, since I don't want to get another community guideline strike.
Dumbass conjectures galore. This is where the confusion from my last video may come in. Despite all the talk I've said about people's kinks there, I could honestly give less of a shit about what they jerk off to or not, well as long as I kept that information private. Unless they're actually hurting or demeaning people, or the characters were intended to be drawn perversely who were under the legal age of consent in their country, it doesn't bother me. However, I do feel like they should be kept private and or not uploaded to sites which aren't dedicated to NSFW work. Wait a minute, NSFW works, not safe for work works. Freaking redundant!
We even raided a GK and Video Maker's server in January to get a reaction out of him.
In which the sick fuck deserved because of what Painkiller mentioned earlier.
Remember everyone, don't harass, but allow us to because we are superior.
If he's going to be doing stupid shit like this, then he shouldn't be shocked that there are going to be people out there who will raid his server just for banter.
Most people know that not everyone will enjoy what they make. Raiding solely because of said stuff doesn't seem right.
Daxter, if you want to gain respect from us back, then apologize for what you have done and do not defend sick, disgusting and illegal fetishes like BDSM, Tony porn and especially cub porn.
Whew, I see you resurrected the cup porn nonsense. Nice of ya, Freestylers Pendulum and Surreal Single. I also laugh at the term illegal fetishes, like those technically exist, besides the obvious ones like lolicon and maybe cup porn, maybe.
Even stating that you really don't like BDSM doesn't condone your recent behavior, Dax.
Again, what he's into is none of his business, regardless if he shares the kink or not. All you're doing is forcing Dax to distance himself from a friend and to have the same stance on fetish art as you do.
I highly doubt that Daxter would listen to us, because he's just going to say, you're pathetic for bullying my friends, or because we're calling him out on this bullshit. And if that's the case, then if anyone here is pathetic, it's Daxter.
Man, what the fuck? I wasn't aware you could be this soulless all the way through. This really was designed to be a smear towards Dax, wasn't it?
So here's a chance that he'll pick option B like what Anime Dude 892 did when Cage when Frozen Angel called him out for his diaper fetish.
Except Anime Dude literally quit. Well, he keeps saying he does, but it never seems to. And the scrutiny he got was more understandable compared to Cock Soup's. You're playing the guilt by association game here, because Dax just so happens to be friends with others whose fetishes you find questionable. And in the blink of an eye, that's where this catastrophe of a response ends. Painkiller. Mr. Demon Slayer, your intended malice is really hurting your case on Dax. You felt the urge to respond only because he defended a friend of his you called pathetic. and not much other than that. This is why I rarely respond to meaningful splink like that. I have very little to say. Unless it's urgent, I won't do responses with little weight backing them up, though I must say this has less weight than most of my recent output, but meh. This is a really prevalent trend with most pseudo-user group thinkers, a swarm of content which fails to differentiate itself with all the others. I won't say I've lost respect to either of you. Heck, I'd say it's either already been lost or was never there, but a lot of your viewers sure have. The ratings, comments, and eventual removal of your response give that mindset away. And regarding the comments, your own responses towards the negativity are laughable, more so than what you claim them to be. And to add salt into an open wound, Cappy fans throwing the pedophile label on Dax. Good old guilt by association tactics at their most dishonest. Okay, I need to give my piece on why this mentality has become more common. Almost a year ago, users AnimeDude92 and Galvantula just so happened to fave either lewd art of cartoon girls which weren't exactly age of consent, or had a kink which they descended to. With anime dudes, that was his diaper fetish. Okay, seems fair enough from the offset, but all of a sudden they wouldn't stop talking about them. The result was a chock full of repetitive schlock which repeated the core problems with both of them, and attacks directed towards them and their defenders. This is the perfect example of a drama escalating to where the accused were more innocent by comparison. This definitely explains why most of their content has been trending downward. They ran out of ideas, and are resorting to older targets almost exclusively. This is also a mass nutshell callouts which don't help anything. Almost everyone in that spectrum of ranters did a couple, many directed at their competitors or supposed DeviantArt scumbags. I see this as another spark of parodies, which double as ego boosters. Like parody channels, I want this trend to be put to rest. Great, now that I brought it up, they're gonna go after me soon. If they lose respect over simple disagreements, anything's possible. Good to know I lack a Discord server, at the moment that is. I can really just write off most of your comments anyway, so suck it. Either way, thank you very much for watching. This is BracketNeutron signing out, praying that I still have a future ahead of me.
Mm.